احنا لايف يا دكتور، اتفضل.
السلام عليكم. ازيكم يا جماعه؟ How are you doing? I wish everything is okay. Yesterday we had a session in Arabic, so today inshallah we'll have our pitching session in English. So to make sure that everyone is aligned, that and also to get all your questions inshallah. So the purpose is now we expect that you are almost ready now for this big event. You are ready for the challenge. To start, before the pitching, actually, I just want to remind you about the jury's expectation from your side. So what do you expect from you? Actually, as you can, of course, we expect from you that you follow the hackathon themes, of course, one of those themes. Then you will be asked to pitch your idea in front of the judging panel in 4 minutes. You have overall 7 minutes, 4 minutes where you'll have to submit your idea, present your idea clearly to the judges, and then you will have the chance for 3 minutes of Q&A with the panel to have discussion with you, and maybe this is your chance really to support your original pitching with extra extra information that will play in your favor, inshallah. So also, just reminding what are the 4 main assessment criteria. Of course, the first one, which you can see here, is the data for happiness, which is the main theme actually for the competition, for the hackathon, is about happiness. So it is very important to make sure that whatever you are presenting is really valued by the customers, is valued by the beneficiaries, your beneficiaries, and is really perceived as a source of happiness. So it is important. Second part, of course, is about the innovation and creativity. So whatever you're going to present, we expect it to be a new idea, innovative, creative, based on, it is not just a regular idea or repeated idea, a classical idea. So we expect really we tap on your innovation and creativity. Third part is about the integration of with the UAE data. This is an important part again also. You have a lot of information that is on different on the bayanat.ae, on different entities, websites and portals. You have also data that is international data. So you have data at the local level, you have data at the international level. We expect you to make use of the best use of data, whether this being internal or external, to support your ideas, your projects, so that to make them really more appropriate and more fit to the market and to the beneficiaries' requirements. I just want to enhance on that, because some people say about the integration. When we say about data, you may, one, use the data that is already on Bayanat on the other local sites. This is one thing. The other thing is that maybe the data is not there and you are going to generate data. And this is one of the important objectives of the hackathon. So if the data is not there, but your application, your solution is going to generate data, this is also a this will be very valuable for the hackathon. If you find the data missing and you really raise the flag about missing data, important data that you need, and this is missing, this is also an important objective, because this makes us more conscious about the important data sources or data sets needed, so that we can work on them for the future versions, inshallah. Last but not least, so the fourth dimension, which is the longevity and the sustainability. So it is important, you need to convince the panel that your idea is a sustainable one. This means that this idea can really have an extension later on or can grow later on. So it is not just an idea for the hackathon and few weeks or few months later, this idea will vanish or die. So you have to convince the judging panel that this is a surviving idea, that this is a viable one, that this will be able to move to survive for a long time. And so it is important for it to survive, of course. There should be, this is your chance to exhibit the power of your team. So one of the important parts for the survival is the team, that you can convince the judging panel that the team is a well-formed team, that you understand very well your strengths, your weaknesses, that you have treated your weaknesses properly, that you are making proper use of your strength. So you really, you need to convey this message clearly, how strong your team is, how ready your team is for this challenge, that you are really insisting, that you have a sort of persistence and you are insisting on the success. So these are very important traits of a winning team, a team that is really willing to, that is ready for the challenge. Of course, there is another major component regarding sustainability, which is regarding the financial and economic part. So your solution, your idea, your product, service should be financially sustainable. So it should be really sound, that we can really believe, we understand, and this conveys a clear message that this is sustainable from a financial point of view. It is not just a good idea. No, it is an idea that has been well thought. We have well thought about the business model, the revenue models that will help us sustain this. And of course, because when we talk about revenue, we should talk also about the cost component, the expenses. So you should be able to be aware of all your financial aspects, not maybe in detail, but at least you are really confident about your cost components, and we'll see that more in detail again in a few minutes. And as mentioned, longevity is about how you can sustain your solution for the future. We talk also, of course, of sustainability is important on the other aspects, sustainability, how this is the well-being and the welfare for the society and of course, for the environment. Okay, so pitching. So if you're ready for pitching, before that, I just want to summarize this I found this nice slide. So this is to summarize. Pitching, what is expected, what is your one thing that makes you so unique? So we've been talking about that for the past versions of the hackathon. Every year we see that the hackathon, alhamdulillah, the level is really increasing with time. So every time the challenge is higher, and every time you make our time difficult for the judges. Our time is difficult. Why? Because we need to make difficult decisions about who to choose. And if you have, as mentioned, so we need to list the teams, and this is really challenging for the judges. Why? Sometimes we have very good ideas, very good teams, and per emirate, for example, we need to select only 3 persons who will be winners per emirate. What if we have 5, 6, 7, 10 good ideas? What to do? So in order to be fair to the judge, to the contestants and to the teams, we need to consider really how teams compare to each other. So what is unique about this team or that team? So it is very important for you during this session, this pitching session, to convince the judges that you are the team that deserves to be shortlisted. So this is about your story. This is about your skills. How coherent is the team? How the team is really coherent and there is a harmony within the team and with the solution. And how you have taken into consideration all those aspects in order to deliver a real value. So what is really your unique selling proposition? This is very important. This is the essence of the of your pitch. So I want to remind you about some important topics we've been through the last few days in the training sessions. And these are important, so I want you to recall all that in order to be able to push this in your pitch and to be able to convince the judges, inshallah. So we discussed the team. This is very important now. By now, you should be aware, you should be conscious about your team. You should be really aware about how strong is your team, where is the strength of your team, where are the weaknesses of your team. And this is not negative. We are all humans, so we have positive aspects, negative aspects. There is no harm of having negative aspects. The harm is that you have negative aspects and you don't treat them. So now if you're aware of your strength, how are you going to capitalize on your strength? If you have some weaknesses, how have you treated those weaknesses? What solutions have you found to remedy those weaknesses? For example, are you going to train yourself on some skills? Are you going to look for new team members to join you with these missing skills? Or are you going to partner with other third parties that will provide you with these missing skills? So now, as mentioned, you should be completely aware about that. You should be ready for this challenge. So this is about the team. Next, we talked about other aspects. We talked about the value creation and understanding your ecosystem, understanding your environment, your ecosystem, and trying to make the best use of all components around you in the ecosystem, all components around you in order to generate a differentiated value, the value that will make you different from others. So this is very important about generating the value that will be well perceived, accepted, and by the beneficiary. So this is very, very important. So when you use so now you should be aware of your ecosystem. And of course, here you were completely aware about the problem. When you see the business model on this side, the business model, the how, the what is the problem you are treating? What is the problem and who is perceiving this problem? So who is complaining? So the who, there is a customer or beneficiary, and there is a problem, and you understand very well those two. You understand very well how the pains perceived by your beneficiary, and you try, and what is the value expected? What value is expected by your beneficiaries? So just we want to stress again and repeat it again and again. Your customer or your beneficiary, and I insist on using the term beneficiary. Why? Because some of you will have maybe profit-generating solutions that are working for profit. Maybe others will be working on initiatives that are for government, serving the government, or maybe for charity or whatever. This depends really on the purpose of your idea. So we talk more about beneficiaries. These could be customers, but they could be just beneficiaries that you need to serve them or offer them a value. So it is very important to be very crisp and clear about the value that is expected, that you are going to deliver, expected by your beneficiaries, and that you are able to deliver this value. This is very, very important. And we mentioned also there is another aspect for the value. There is another perception. The value has two perceptions. One perception is from your customer point of view, and one is from me, me, the team, or we, the team. So what is, if I'm able to deliver a value to my customer or to my beneficiary, this is really great. But do I deliver also a value to myself? Yes or no? This is very important. And we said delivering value, for example, you may have different objectives, but of course, one of the most important objectives is the sustainability of your idea. So financial sustainability. If it is not financially sustainable, so this will probably, you will need to kill it at some point in time, or it will kill you, unfortunately. So this is very important to focus on that. And when you have all that, you have the how, and we mentioned that all this, you need to all do a validation all the time in order to make sure that this is doing properly, well, and all the validation and all the interconnection of the ecosystem, this is your Charlie Chaplin role. So are you doing your role of the Charlie Chaplin? Charlie Chaplin is about validating that you are making a proper use of the ecosystem, that you are validating that you have understood well the problem, understood well the fitness with the problem and the perception of the beneficiary and the value from the beneficiary and how you're going to implement it. Remind me again, when we had all this, I just want to remind you that you are not the beneficiary. You are not. So you need to work from the beneficiary's point of view, from the customer's perspective, not your perspective, and see what is accepted by the customer, what is not accepted. So you need to understand, as we mentioned, the customer, his requirements, his needs, and his wants. And these needs and wants are of two formats. They are either functional or emotional. So you need to really be, to understand this very well and know it, so that you are able to offer them the value that they are expecting. So, and also, I just want to remind you again that when you do this process, we followed a certain process for that, where actually we had at several stages, every stage, empathize, make sure that we understand the problem, we understand the customer properly, we know the customer in detail, and if this is okay, after reviewing this with the customer, we are able to move to the next part where we start defining the problem really more in detail. After we define it, do we start moving to the solution? No, we have to return back to the customer. And when the customer or the beneficiary says that this is the understanding, yes, you have well understood my problem. I believe you have well understood it. You stated properly. Now only you will be able to start ideating and thinking about the solutions that may help the customers. And once you ideate, you don't deliver a solution, you deliver families of solutions, as we mentioned. So, and review that again with the customer. And when the customer says it's okay, so you are able only at this time to start prototyping and build a demo. And we mentioned that building a demo is very important. Why? Because customers, sometimes they cannot imagine exactly what you want to do. And if maybe you tell them about a certain solution and they tell you it's okay, I like it, but because they haven't seen it, this is just they imagine something maybe not real. So it is very important to try to make to have the look and feel, and so that they can try it, some trials somehow, or can have at least the look and feel as mentioned in order to get the response. And once they know, they accept your prototype. So at this point in time, you are able to move to the next step of the testing. And by that time, probably you will have what we call here the minimum viable product, which is, again, recall it, the minimum viable product is the least complicated product, but this is also the minimum accepted by the customer. This is a sellable one, because what we call it minimum viable, because this is, we cannot go below this minimum. Why? Because if you go below, this means it is not anymore the MVP, because this will not be acceptable and the customer won't buy it. So it is very important to, at this stage, to come up with the features and really the description, the detailed description of your final. So again, so this is then the essence for us is that we need to present this to the to make sure that we understand the business model, the what, the who, the value, and then how to implement this value proposition. And we've been through the business model. We've been through this canvas that is the Ashmoria canvas that is, and with the addition of the partners part. So it is important to go through the canvas in order to have a complete pitch. So it is, we need to go through all the components. How to make sure that to fill those components, how those components really relate to the general business model. So this is a general business model. These are more details in order to build it properly. And we've been through this. We understand now that we have we have on this on the right side here, we have the customers. This is the who and the what. So this is the first stage that we need to understand properly. So what is the problem that the customer is facing, and then what is the value proposition this customer or beneficiary is expecting. Once I do so I may think also about the solution. Once I'm confident about the customer, the who, the what, and the value, I can start building my solution here that responds and deliver this value proposition. So it is very important always to differentiate between the value proposition and the solution. I insist on that and repeat it several times. The customer doesn't care about your solution. The customer cares about the value he's getting. So are you delivering to me the value I'm expecting? Yes or no? If you are delivering to me the expected value, I will be very happy and satisfied. I don't care how you do it. This is your issue. So you don't tell me I have a very sophisticated solution. I don't care. Maybe it's a very sophisticated, it's not delivering the value for me. So it is about, so this is the solution is how you are going to do it from your side in order to deliver value for yourself, to deliver the value for the customer, and to deliver value for yourself that will generate revenue, that will be maybe not very costly, so you can manage its cost. Maybe it's not very complicated. Maybe you'll do it through a certain partner, you do through certain partnerships. So this is up to you to choose the solution that will help you deliver the value, okay? But the customer looks at this. This is the main focus of the customer. Am I receiving the value, yes or no? Okay, so and when we said about the how, of course, you are going to focus on how you are delivering this value to your customers, how you are acquiring and the channels, how you are acquiring new customers, how you are, if you have existing customers or beneficiaries, how do you maintain them and make them happy so that they can really continue with you. And a happy customer, we said, happy customer will become your partner. A happy customer will become your salesman, will become your marketeer. He will be able to speak on your behalf. He will say, I'm very happy with this solution. So actually, this is a very, very important thing. How we are going to really work on this channel to acquire new customers or to maintain and retain the current customers, and not only to retain them and make them very loyal so that they can become your advocates, actually. When you do so, when you have done all this, actually, you need to identify also maybe some early adopters. If you have done properly your exercise with the customers, you will be able to start identifying early adopters that will be ready there. So when you have the MVP ready and already completed, and you are able to launch it, probably you have already some people waiting for here to purchase your new solution. Okay, and we mentioned, of course, whenever you have to, so the cost structure, and this is an important component also, just to remind you about it, which is the key metrics. It's important to understand how you are going to make this a success. So you should be really very comfortable with all the 10 blocks you see here on this business model canvas. You should be very comfortable, and you should have already asked yourself the question, what could make me fail in every one of those components? and you should be able to have a clear answer on that. So whenever you are asked about in the Q&A session by the steering by the judging panel, so you would be ready to respond and to those questions easily, with ease, inshallah. Yes, one important question here again. So we have a value, we are delivering a value, you are creating a solution to deliver a value. You need to understand very well about here if there were alternative solutions. And I'm repeating this again and again. Many times we have people that are coming with nice solutions during the judging panel. But unfortunately, they haven't tested the market. They were not aware about existing solutions. Of course, existing solutions won't be satisfactory for the customer. That's why he has a problem. But you need to be aware about all those alternative solutions that the customer are currently, or the business beneficiary is currently using to get his jobs done. But because they are, and to understand very well what they are lacking, what is not appropriate, why is the customer complaining about those alternatives, so that you are able to really remedy those problems and not fall in the same trap. At the same time, it is very important also to understand your uniqueness and your competitive advantage here, what they call the unfair advantage. Competitive advantage is very important. This is your edge, competitive advantage and fair advantage. How do you compare to competition? And this is also a killer in any presentation, in any pitch, that you come to pitch a solution and the judges will tell you, okay, but there is another, there is a startup that is working on the same topic actually. And if you don't know about it, or you can be very strong. You can say, okay, we understand very well our competition. So we understand well that there is a solution provided by X, provider X, and there is another solution provided by Y. But actually, X lacks this and that, and we have corrected this in our solution. And Y is lacking this and that, and we have also corrected this in our solution, and we don't have those challenges. So you should be ready to defend, to understand. You should have done very well your homework about the competition. You should have done very, very well the homework about existing solutions, about the competition. And how you do this, the existing solution, you should talk with, whenever you have to tackle a challenge that was presented by a certain entity. So you have to talk with your mentors and to talk with your focal points about previous solutions, why they didn't like it, what was the problem, what were the challenges, and look also about the competition. So it is very clear now that the essence here, as mentioned, is about the validation. So returning back, so pitching, you are asked to respond to those four main questions: the who, the beneficiary, the what, the value that you are creating, and the execution. And actually these against the four main pillars, which was the happiness and well-being, the innovation and creativity, the use of data, and sustainability that we mentioned earlier. So how to do that? Who? Just going into more detail now, but just remind you, you should be now very aware about that. I wish that you have already done this exercise and worked on it. So the who, you should be really aware about the who very clearly. So you should have done your segmentation and you have chosen the segment you are going to tackle. So it is very important to have a clear segment again, because if you have multiple segments, it is very difficult to make everybody happy. And we've discussed this in the previous session. Just repeat it. If you are opening a new restaurant, and in the new restaurant you haven't clarified for people, is this restaurant for smokers or non-smokers? What do you think if smokers go to this restaurant and they are sitting on one table, and then there arrives another group of people, but these are non-smokers? What will happen? Non-smokers, what do you expect non-smokers? I expect non-smokers to be very unhappy with that. And I expect even the smokers to be unhappy because they feel that they are really harming others. So this is a problem. So probably those people who came to a restaurant and liked maybe very much the restaurant, liked very much the environment, liked very much the service, the food, the quality, the price, they liked everything, but they didn't feel comfortable. And that's why they will not come back again. Why? Because you try to make a one solution fits all. There is no one solution fits all. There is no such a thing, or maybe in very few things. Can happen. One solution fits all happens only when your product is not differentiated. For example, like selling tomatoes, for example. Tomatoes, they are not differentiated unless they are really spoiled. But for normal tomatoes are not differentiated, but maybe biological tomatoes are differentiated. But for normal tomatoes, they are not differentiated. So this is one solution that may fit all. But for any differentiate, if you want your restaurant to be differentiated from others, so you need to make it unique, and that's why it will be very important for you to choose carefully the segment you are going to serve. So once you have this segment well served, so actually we said that it is not only about understanding the segment, but you need to have understand more about the segment. So that's why we said, if you recall, we used this avatar to represent a certain persona. We gave her a name. For example, they said, this avatar is Fatima. So how you should be able to describe the profile of Fatima, this is a young married woman with one child, and she's between 23 and 26. You should really understand, detail the profile, how much she's earning, in which bracket is her earnings, which type of life she's living. So this is important. Whenever you understand better your persona, you are able to serve it well. And of course, in order to understand well, so you need to identify exactly the needs and wants of this persona, and make sure that you have treated the needs and wants from the two perspectives, the functional and emotional aspects, because these are very important. So this is the who. The what, the problem, of course, this needs to be within one of the themes provided by the hackathon, and this is the challenge. You need to identify the challenge that you are working on. Once you have done so, you need to, because you know your persona, you need to identify really the jobs to be done. What are the major functions this beneficiary or customers needs to perform? And these are, when we talk about the jobs to be done, these are the needs. We are not talking about the wants. We're talking about the needs, and the needs are the must-have. So if you don't provide those functions or those action or those performances to your customer or beneficiary, you haven't served your customer. So these are the non-negotiable ones. So these are the must-have. Then we have here's the wants, and the wants could be positive or negative. So pains are negative, things that I don't want, and gains are things that I want. So this is, as mentioned, this is priority number one. When you are able to deliver priority number one, you may think now at delivering solutions for priority number two. And when you do so, you may think also of priority number three. But this is a sequence. This is a priority you have to follow. So it is very important to identify, to make sure that you understand very well the problem, the problems of the customer, the pains he's perceiving while he's performing his jobs now, and the gains he wished to acquire while perceiving the job. Then, what is the value? What is in it? Very important again. So this is about the value proposition. What value will be, and we said about from two perspectives, one from the beneficiary and one from me, my team, my company, my startup, my project, my initiative. So this is me. So it is important to deliver the value expected from the beneficiary side. So, and the value should be about responding. That's why we have here the using the value proposition canvas. The value will be trying to treat all these problems that we have seen in this previous slide. So are you delivering, do you have a crystal clear value proposition? Crystal clear value proposition. This is very important. It's not a solution, it's a value proposition. It's not a solution, it's a value proposition. The solution comes later. The solution will be your means to deliver the value proposition, the value. So this is about the value that will be perceived by the customer. This is what the customer cares about. Again, the customer doesn't care about the solution, he cares about the value. But you will not be able to deliver the value unless you have a relevant solution. So it will come later. So on my side, what is important to, what is the value for me? It's, do I have good revenue models that are generating revenue for my income, for my for my entity, and what is more important is sustainability. Because some people say, okay, what if I'm working for in a non-for-profit? So in non-for-profit, you try to make your solution as sustainable as possible, unless maybe there is somebody sponsoring your solution. But even if there is somebody sponsoring your solution, you need to make it sustainable as much as possible. So, and we see this is very important. So sometimes people think, so my revenue stream, what is my revenue stream? How to make it sustainable? So I give an example. In many cases, you see organizations that are charity organizations. So charity, this is non-for-profit, so they are not expecting to make profit, but they have a very clear purpose in mind. Their purpose is to be able to deliver the service to the beneficiaries. And this means that I need to be financially sustainable if I want to do so. Otherwise, I will have to stop my activities. Maybe if I don't have the budget, I will have to stop my activities, and I have to deprive the beneficiaries from the value. So I need to make my solution sustainable. So for example, we see many charity organizations, for example, they are selling, you know, the mugs with the logo of the charity organization on the logo, or they are selling t-shirts with your logo or whatever. So they are doing some activities some activities that are revenue generating. This is not a big revenue, and this is not for generating profit. This is for providing the income, the cash necessary in order to be able to run properly the organization and sustain it, in order to sustain the service and the value you are delivering to your beneficiaries. So even if this is a non-for-profit, you should be you should think about possible ways of make it as sustainable as possible financially. The rest of the component is the rest of the business model canvas. The how we are going to build it. So this is again, so the solution now you know to think about the solution. You understand the problem, you understand the customer, you understand now the value, the expected value. You should be working on the solution that will be able to do all that. So it's very, what is your solution? What is, again, as I'm just repeating, just to make sure that you catch it, you understand the edge. What is your edge? What is your competitive advantage versus the competition? If there is a competition, first you need to be aware about the competition. This is your first homework. Then how you compare yourselves. Then, as mentioned, the challenge, how you get to your beneficiaries or customers, how to acquire new ones, how to retain the existing ones, how to boost the satisfaction of the existing ones. And then the revenue streams, which revenue streams will really make you survive. And when we talk about revenue streams, what are key components? What if you have very important revenue streams, but you have huge expenses? This means you are not sustainable. So you need to be aware about the key cost components. So maybe if you have just worked on your solution during the hackathon, probably you don't have a full financial plan, but at least you should be very comfortable describing the key cost components, because this will be, sometimes you'll have a solution, you think it's a very good solution, and the panel will come to you and say, okay, but have you thought about this cost part that may kill your solution? So you need to be aware. So maybe you don't know exactly the exact numbers, but you should be aware about the key cost components and how you are going to treat them, and how, so you are not surprised when the panel talks about it to you. You should be ready and say, okay, yes, we understand very well our cost components. Our cost components are this, this, and that. And this one, we have found a solution for it. This one, we are working on a solution. We are looking to partner with, for example, another company or another entity so that they can provide this to us. So you should be ready about this. And that's why, of course, this comes to the, again, this is maybe related also to the second part, the next point, the key partnerships. So what partnerships do you need to make this a success? And as part of the model, what success metrics? What do you need to do in order to make sure that you are successful internally in your organization and externally dealing with people outside of your organization? So I'm sorry, people are waiting, accepting them. Sorry. So very important. Okay. And the data, somebody is trying to say something. Okay, the data, how we are using the data, and the prototype. This is important, how you're going to prototype and your solution. So we come here to an important component. What can you do to support more your pitch and make it really impressive? First, there are three most important components. The branding, you should be branding your pitch, and you should be using the validation that we talked about and a demo. So what's that? Branding is important. So now you should have, there is a pitch template that was shared with you. The pitch template is about the component of the pitch. It's not, you shouldn't use the pitch as is, because if you use it as you mentioned, so it is not, we are not all alike. We are all different. So we need really to treat this in such a way so that the presentation, the pitch you are going to do in front of the panel should be really representing you. Okay? So you should be different from others. How? So, for example, this starts from the team name. Sometimes so the team name should be really impressive. The team name should really raise my appetite, okay, for the panel to listen to you. So I say, okay, this team, the idea name is very appealing. I'm really curious to know what these guys are presenting, what they can offer to us. So it's very important to choose a team. And actually, you have on the website, when you register your idea, you have the chance to make changes to your team name. So please try to choose a team, an idea that is really appealing, that is really relevant. Sometimes people think that they want to choose a team name that is a really showy team name, but it is completely irrelevant to the idea or the solution. No, try to use a name that is appealing enough that will, as mentioned, really raise the appetite and the curiousness with the panel. And you may use a logo for that, of course, sorry. You may use a logo, please use a logo of yours and a slogan that really, the slogan should really represent, this is your identity, okay? So the branding is about your identity. So the name, the logo, the slogan, how you feel about it, how you think about it, how do you really, how you're going to treat this idea and take it for the next level. And slogan, again, I just gave it the example for people who like football and, for example, I'm watching Liverpool and they say you will never walk alone. So maybe this is one, if you are interested. What is your logo? So Liverpool says our slogan is you'll never walk alone. So what is yours? Maybe you have one that is really appealing for that. And of course, the color themes. And so this is really your identity. A prototype. It is a very, very, very positive thing perceived by the committee, the panel. The panel is always expecting a prototype. Why? Because this means that this is not just an idea. You have well thought about the idea and you have taken it to the next level in order for the conversion to a product or a service. So now you are serious enough, you have thought about it, you have thought about the different challenges around it. So you try to make it, and a prototype this is the look and feel. This is very important. To feel it, to sense it, to try it. This is very important. And we discussed, the prototype could be a working prototype. This will be amazing. And maybe you don't have time for a working prototype, or maybe your idea is a very big one, complicated, so that it is difficult to have a working prototype during this short time. So what you can do, maybe you have a demo. So just think about in creative ideas to present and demo your idea. So maybe you can use, some people use sketches, some people use 3D demos, some people use maquettes, some people use mock-ups, some people, and I give example, if you are, for example, if you have a mobile app and your solution is a mobile app, maybe you don't have time to build the mobile app, the complete mobile app, but maybe you can, instead of building a complete mobile app, you can build, for example, a fake mobile app. There are plenty of applications on the internet that can help you. Fake doesn't mean that you are faking people. Fake doesn't, I mean that this is just a demo with the screens, so you can see the different screens of the app, and you can see how to navigate from one screen to the other. But it doesn't have, the app itself has not been implemented, but at least it gives me the look and feel, how I will navigate from one screen to the other and so on. So how I'm experiencing, and this can be done also for on the web. Of course, there are very similar applications. So please, this is important to have the prototype or demo. This will be play in your favor. And again, as mentioned, every time you make our time difficult because you come up with very, very interesting ideas. So if you have two good ideas and I want to select one, how? You should help me. If there are two very good ideas and I feel that they are quite equivalent, but one has gone the extra mile and provided the demo or prototype, I will definitely be more biased to this one than the one without a prototype. So please think about it. This is very important. This is a very important support you should play with. Okay, so what's next? So this is about, sorry, I lost track here. Okay, so it is important then to support your business model with a prototype or an idea. And then comes the validation. We've talked about it several times. I'm just summarizing. Again, the validation is about three main components. One is the problem, beneficiary, and value. We talked about today, at least in this session, we are repeating it now, about the solution and execution and sustainability. So you need to make sure that you have the right answers. So this is about pitching, about validating all the model. So we mentioned validating this is validating all the components that we talked about, so that we make sure that we understand well all the components of the business model. If you do so, getting more detail here. Sorry, I'm just get more detail about this. Okay, so getting more detail. How do I validate this about the problem, the beneficiary, and the value? It is simple. First, you are working with entities with certain themes and challenges with the entities. So this is about the discussion with you have with the entities. This is about collecting the right data from the entity, from studies, whether these being national or international. This is, of course, about doing your exercise in the process here about empathizing, ideating, defining and ideation parts, and you have done your work on this. This is about maybe surveys and interviews. So we mentioned that in order to validate things, you need to go and talk with your customers. So the best way is that you are able to talk to them directly for interviews. So maybe, I don't know, during this time, maybe sometimes you have the chance to do it, sometimes you don't. So what the least you can do is maybe to run some surveys, and distribute those surveys to the recipient, to the beneficiaries, get their feedback so that you can feed it in this process easily. And maybe through the surveys, maybe if you don't have time for a lot of interviews, but you can have a survey. And when you come to the panel, maybe say, actually, we've validated the problem and the beneficiary and the value. We interviewed through a survey. We sent a survey to 100 people. 79 people responded to us, and these are the outcomes. 23 like the idea, 34 like it but want a certain tweaking, blah blah blah. So you have evidence. You have evidence that you have done your homework about validating the problem, the beneficiary, and the value. And maybe after that, maybe if you have some time, maybe you can do some interviews. And if maybe you don't have enough of time, but maybe you can come up and say, after the survey, we had a chance to interview, for example, 7 people. So we interviewed 7 people, and these are the outcomes we have. Because actually, if you do this sequence, you will be able somehow to identify early adopters that can support your idea. So can you do this? I trust that this is a doable thing, because sometimes, for example, if you are handling challenges for the government entities, many of those are serving who? They are serving residents or nationals. And who are those? These are ourselves. This is you, your sister, your mother, your father, your neighbor, your friend. So at least if you cannot interview external parties, at least you have close people that you can interview and get their idea. So please do support your pitch with such data, such information that will be very supportive and will be in your favor. How do I do a validation at the solution level, solution and execution? This is important, as mentioned, to be aware of the current solutions, even if they are not fit for the customer. If there are competition, what are the competitors doing, and what is your edge? And here, your team, data, resources. This is a big thing about how. The team, is your team ready for that? What your team can do, help the solution with. What is missing from your team? How you are going to do it? Are you going to do it with a certain partnerships? Or how do you get the resources? Do you have all the resources? Do you need external resources? Do you need any data, any specific data? Some people came yesterday with a nice thing and they said, we don't have data, but we are collecting data. This is perfect. So how you are going this? So you need to make sure that for your solution, you understand how the team can contribute to the solution, which data are you going to use, what you use or generate, the resources needed, the channels you are going to use, which success metrics will tell you that your solution is successful or not, and which partnerships. When you have all that, you'll be able to do a demo or prototype. And again, to follow this process, which is user-centric, where you have to validate it with your customers. You can validate it, of course, through, again, the surveys, interviews with your beneficiaries. Last component is the sustainability component you need to validate. And this is about your cost structure. Again, you need to be aware about all your cost components. Maybe you don't know the details, but you are aware about the cost components and which ones are more expensive, maybe than others that need to take care of. What are the revenue streams you are going to follow in order to generate revenue? And you mentioned it's important. Maybe you have a major, primary revenue stream, and think also about extra revenue streams that will be used. and as mentioned, the team, what are the positive part and negative, and said when you say negative, this is not negatively perceived by the judges. This is very positive. We say we discovered that we are very good at this and that. We have a gap here, and this is how we are going to resolve it. We are working on it. We are partnering. We are recruiting. Tell me what you are doing. And in terms of sustainability, what is the impact on the society in terms of value, in terms of welfare, of happiness, of all those aspects, and on the environment, of course. If you have done all that, this means that you have validated your business model. This means that you are very serious candidate. You are very serious candidate that really deserves to be shortlisted. So, if you are able to do so, you are probably have a very, very good chance. You have maximized your chances of being shortlisted. And that's it. So it's as simple as that. It's the business model that you have to validate and to make sure that it is taking into consideration all those aspects of about happiness, innovation, data, and sustainability. If you are able to do so, you are in a very, very good position, inshallah, to impress us. And I'm quite confident that you can do it, inshallah. Okay. Any questions? How can I help you now? Any questions? Yes, Fatima is asking again about the prototype. And Manal is asking, actually, because if you want to, some people asking في الترجمة. So actually, this same session was delivered yesterday in Arabic. So maybe if you cannot follow it, we wanted to be fair to both Arabic and non-Arabic speakers. So if you were not able to follow everything today, please revert. لو سمحت فضلكم الناس اللي بتسأل على الترجمة، احنا السيشن دي اتعملت امبارح باللغة العربية. لو في حد عنده مشكلة ممكن يعني يتابع الريكوردينج، التسجيل بتاع الحلقة السابقة بتاع السيشن السابقة بتاعت الأمس وهي باللغة العربية. So again, how do we establish a prototype in a short time? Again, so as mentioned, a prototype can be as mentioned, for example, an application that demonstrates this. This can be a mock-up. This can be a role play. Be as innovative as possible to come with a prototype. So a prototype could be not a prototype, but a demo. So we can accept also a demo, but a prototype is definitely of a higher impact. So if one comes with a demo and one comes with a prototype, we will be more in favor with the guy with a prototype. Okay. Any other questions, please? Sabah, maybe you can express yourself if you want to speak. You can just unmute yourself and tell us what you want. How can I help you?
Doctor, so I saw this competition like before a few days. So okay. I came up with the idea and I prepared everything about the idea. Then I discovered that there is challenges and like I have to do a database and everything. But I prepared the PowerPoint, I prepared everything, but I didn't prepare this. So what should I do for now?
So do you mean that your idea is not falling under one of the challenges or themes?
It was under travel and tourism, but I heard that they already يعني إن الفكرة هذه انسحبت لأن مطار دبي انسحب.
Okay.
So
this is a difficult question. We'll try to find an answer maybe in the next session. I will discuss this with my colleague, engineer Muhammad Aboud will be here. Maybe he will have more information about that. Unfortunately, I don't have the information. So you mean that there was a challenge that was by Dubai?
السلام عليكم دكتور أيمن.
أيوة, please.
أهلا بالحضور معانا. بالنسبة للسؤال ده أنا كنت رديت على الأخت أمنة امبارح. أعتقد ده التيم اللي عامل تذكرتي، صح كده ولا أنا غلطان؟
لا.
طيب ممكن اسم التيم إيه بس والتشالنج اللي أنتوا عاملينه إيه؟
يوث. نحن فكرتنا كانت عن فكرتنا الحين نحن غيرناها ترافل توريزم. بس يعني كانت الفكرة شيء.
يعني هل اشتغلتوا على الفكره؟ يعني كان في تيم برضو عنده نفس التشالنج والمشكله دي، واتكلمت معاهم امبارح ودي تشينجد الايديا بتاعتهم، ولقوا انها انسب انها تبقى مرتبطه بالتشالنج بتاع اجمان الخاص بالسياحه. فلو انتوا ترافل اند توريزم اتفضلي.
ايوه، نحن فكره عن ترافل توريزم، او اي ثينك هذا فريق اختي، هم راحوا مع عجمان لان انسحب مطار دبي.
صحيح، هو مطار دبي مش انسحب، هو عنده تحديين اخرين موجودين ستيل، بس التحدي ده ارتقوا ان هو ما كانش مناسب ان يطرح، فعشان كده يعني فضلوا ان هم يكتفوا بالتحديين الاخرين. فبالنسبه اي حد شغال في ترافل اند توريزم عنده التشالنج بتاع عجمان يتوافق مع التراك بتاع ترافل اند توريزم، فممكن تسجلوا عليه. وعشان كده احنا عاملين جلسه النهارده، الهدف من جلسه النهارده، وعشان كده برضو يعني خليني سريعا اشرح، بس بعد ما الدكتور ايمن يخلص هشرح لكم الهدف من جلسه النهارده. وبرضو معانا المهندس احمد من تكامل، عشان برضو هيكلمنا سريعا في 10 دقائق عن خدمات مهمه نقدر كلنا نستفيد منها خلال الهاكاثون وبعد الهاكاثون. فهنتظر الدكتور ايمن
محمد،
يخلص السيشن
انا
بتاعته
خلصت يا
ونبدا.
باشمهندس. انا خلصت، انا بس منتظر الاسئله بتاعت الناس لو في حاجه محتاجينها. في ناس بتسال عن البرزنتيشن مدتها قد ايه. زي ما قلنا البرزنتيشن هيكون مدتها 4 دقائق، فانت لازم في خلال 4 دقائق تكون تو ذا بوينت. انا عايزك تكون يعني مركز جدا، انك انت المعلومات الرئيسيه اللي احنا بنقولها تقدر تقنع بيها. انت عايز تقنع، يعني الهدف بتاعك واضح، انت عايز تقنع لجنه التحكيم ان انت الفكره بتاعتك مناسبه وتستحق انها تبقى شورت ليستد. وبالتالي انت عايز كل الاربع اسئله الرئيسيين دول تكون جاوبت عليهم في فيو بوينتس سريعا جدا، وتكون جاهز بقى بالاسئله اللي هي بتاعت الفاليديشن دي، ان هي ممكن جدا حد من البانل يسالك عليها في ال3 دقائق التانيين، تكون جاهز بالرد على طول ان شاء الله. اوكي. انا مش عارف
نبدا دلوقتي يا دكتور الجلسه الثانيه.
بس اخر سؤال بس هجاوب عليه. ساندي، احنا جاوبنا على السؤال ده امبارح. does the presentation have to be recorded video or just the presentation file؟ لا، السبمشن بتاعتكم يا جماعه، السبمشن احنا في سيشن النهارده على السبمشن بعد السيشن دي ان شاء الله. the submission is done on as PowerPoint، صح كده باشمهندس محمد؟
السبمشن could be PowerPoint could be any kind of presentation tool، ولكن في الاخر هو هيبريزنت لايف، مش ريكوردد فيديو ومش فايل. هو هيحضر الجادجنج لايف ثرو الزوم ابلكيشن، ولكن لازم يسبميت قبلها الايديا بتاعته في صوره باوربوينت برزنتيشن او اي صوره من صور البرزنتيشنز الاخرى. حتى عايز يسبميت فيديو ما فيش مشكله، بس هو لازم يبريزنت لايف.
اوكي. في ناس بتسال هيعملوا سبمشن فين، وير تو سبميت، فبليز بس المسؤولين تو شير ذا لينك هير كان هيلب. ويعني يا جماعه بليز
هيبقى على الويب سايت.
there is a session after this session we have a session about how to submit how to make your submission. So please, those who are interested, please attend this session. This is important to go through all the details of how to make your submission. فان شاء الله يا جماعه، بس هنكرر احنا ان شاء الله بعد السيشن دي في سيشن ثانيه هتتناول ازاي تقدر تقدم الفكره بتاعتك، هتقدمها ازاي وهتعمل ابلود فين وكل التفاصيل دي. فبليز لو اي حد عنده سؤال من فضلكم بعد السيشن دي على طول ان شاء الله الاجوبه هتكون على الموضوع ده.
Yes, all question related to submission and how you can present will be presented in the next session at 7 o'clock. For people who are speaking English, you can ask in English and we will reply in English. For people who are speaking Arabic, we will speak in Arabic. So we have both languages. There is no problem, but we need to speak in Arabic for Arabian speakers, and we will speak in English for people who are asking English. بالنسبة لفتح الكاميرا وكيفية السبمشن، كل الأسئلة دي هنرد عليها حضراتكم زي ما اتفقنا مع الأخت أمل مديرة البرنامج، وده خلال ساعة إلا ربع من الآن. خليني بس أشرح لكم احنا هنعمل إيه مع بعض دلوقتي عشان تعرفوا إيه اللي مطلوب من الجلسة دي ونستفيد من وقتنا. احنا بالتواصل مع بعض الفرق لقينا إن في كتير من الفرق محتاجة تاخد أدفايس ومحتاجه تسمع راينا في الايديا بتاعتهم وازاي يعملوا لها ديفلوبمنت اكتر وازاي يستفيدوا منها. فقررنا ان احنا نكسب وقتنا وقتكم، وهنعمل جلسة النهاردة مفتوحة بداية من دلوقتي لحد الساعة 9 مساء، يعني لمدة 3 ساعات. بنلتقي بيكم فيرتشوالي. اي حد حابب يشير معانا الايديا وياخد الفيدباك، احنا هنعمل الكلام ده في حاجه بنسميها كلوزد روم، يعني هتبقى انت واحنا بس اللي بنسمع ليك، مش كل الناس، عشان برضو لو عايز تشير اي ايديا. ده هيستمر على مدار الوقت من النهارده، من دلوقتي لحد الساعه 9، وهيتخلله طبعا سيشن الاخت امل مديره البرنامج، وكذلك معانا الباشمهندس احمد مدير برنامج، مستشار برنامج تكامل، يكلمنا عن تكامل ازاي تقدر تسبورت الايدياز سواء معانا او بعد كده. انا ودكتور ايمن مستمرين معاكم لو احتجتوا اي سؤال. كذلك بكره هنبعت لكم على الايميل برضو بنفس التوقيتات، ممكن تبقى السيشن مدتها اطول بكره على مدار اليوم، لان يهمنا جدا جدا ان احنا نساعدكم تديفلوبوا الايديا بتاعتكم بشكل افضل. كل الاسئله الخاصه بازاي تسبميت الايديا، ازاي ترفع حاجتك على الويب سايت، هل الكاميرا مفتوحه ولا مقفوله، الجادجنج هيمشي ازاي، هنرد عليها معاكم في السيشن اللي بعد اللي هتكون خلال الفتره المفتوحه دي اللي هتبدا الساعه 7. تمام. ممكن حضراتكم تسالوا اي سؤال على الشات وهناخده ونرد عليه، بس حابب اقدم من المهندس احمد مختار كونسلتنت برنامج تكامل عشان يكلمنا في عجاله على برنامج تكامل وازاي يقدر يساعد الانتربرنورز اللي معانا، سواء اللي موجودين في الهاكاثون دلوقتي او حتى بعد ما الهاكاثون يخلص، لان ده برنامج مهم جدا مسؤول عنه الدائره الاقتصاديه في حكومه ابو ظبي. اهلا بيك باشمهندس احمد.
شكرا باشمهندس محمد. I can see some names in English, so I can speak in English better. Yes, please. Hi, good evening, everyone. Just I will give you a quick brief on the program and to see how the CAMU program is really useful for your ideas and development and for the next step after the hackathon. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Engineer Ahmed Mukhtar. I'm the Outreach and Awareness Director from the CAML program, which is related to the DED in Abu Dhabi. I will, if you just, the host can allow me to share a quick presentation to share my screen. So I can show you how you can get the benefit of the support services which is the government is providing through the CAML program. I think the screen is visible now, right?
Yes, we can see now.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, let's have this look on 10 minutes quickly. Now we discuss about 5 topics. First is about us, about the CAML. The CAML is an innovation support the CAML is an is my voice is clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, thank you. The CAML is an innovation support program created 10 years back by the Department of Economic Development in Abu Dhabi and the Ministry of Economy in order to support you guys, to support the innovators, support the students, the entrepreneurs, anyone who has an idea inside UAE. And again, it's a governmental program. There is nothing, it will be paid, nothing, it will be cost you. It is a totally free support you can get because it's from the government. And if we can see now how you can get the support or what we are supporting the governmental program, we are supporting, as you can see the services here in this sheet, that we are supporting in the patent support. We are supporting in the level of the proof of concept or in commercialization or licensing the technology or in the startup. That's mean we are supporting whatever you have just an idea or technology or a concept, or you have been developed till you have the startup or the commercialization or access to market, we are supporting this process. So how we can support, let us tell you. We are supporting in 2 areas. First, in the patent registration and in the technology commercialization, if you have a technology. In the patent registration, there is eligibility for that you need to be part from Abu Dhabi, since it's a program is related to Abu Dhabi. And this support in the patent is support as a consultation. We review your application, you will review everything in the patent application you will submit. And if you are applicable, DD will support you financially on the reimbursement of the cost of the registration. This one, as we can see here in the patent, we will consult your application, and if you are applicable, that means you can get the reimbursement percentage based on this category. Okay, this is related to the patent, if you need to register a patent. So, but what if you have a technology, an idea, concept, application, program, a new technology, you need to develop it, you need to process further in that. So we have 4 types of support, as I mentioned, in this. Either you can apply for a POC, proof of concept, that you need to have support in developing your prototype, developing your process of the technology. You can submit that you need to license your technology, to get the licensing through the relevant authorities from the government to give you the license for this technology, or you need to create a startup and you need to have the support to be a startup and to create your startup business, and as well to access to market and commercialize your technology. So how you can get this support? It's very simple. You are submitting your application through the Camel program, which is after the hackathon. And after the hackathon, that you can submit your application through the Camel portal or the Camel website, and I will show it to you now. Then you can apply for the type of support you want. After you submit that, we will study your application and we will invite you to a session called Innovation Maker Session. In this Innovation Maker Session, our applicant, which you can easily be one of them, will showcase his technology, his idea, his concept to a huge number of partners from the government. As you can see here in the circle, that we have our partners from the government in every sector, either as financial support or access to market or R&D or development. We have all of them are attending the session. So imagine that you are showcase your technology to this huge amount of partners, and you are asking for the type of support you want. You want a development or funds or whatever, and all of them are coming just only in order to provide the required support to you. And we have many sessions have been conducted previously, and we have a lot of supported case and supported applicant who have been developed and start their journey here in UAE. So as you can see here, you can find the type of support and also what is the entities which will be giving you the support. Again, I'm saying all of that is for free because it's a government program, and our target is to increase the number of the technology applications inside UAE. So now, if I want to apply for that, how I can apply? And again, I'm confirming this is the stage after the hackathon, because now you are inside the hackathon. After you finish the hackathon, in coordination with Engineer Muhammad and with us, we can take you to the next step, which is the support, which we are speaking about now. And this is really a good opportunities provided this year. So it's very simple that whatever you want to do is just to visit the website of the Camel, as you can see. And in the website of the Camel, you will find register, very simple information, your name, email, password, and then you have your email and password as a login credential, then you can log in, then you are inside. So after that easy way, you can go to the services, and from the SMEs or universities or whatever, you can choose which type of support services you want to apply for. Just to choose it, fill your application, and submit. Once you submit easily, you will have received that your submission are successful. What we will do after that, our expert inside DED in Abu Dhabi and Takamul program will review your application, have an interview with you, discuss with you all the related information and documentation, everything related to your technology. Then you will be invited, as I mentioned to you, to the Innovation Maker session, where you can showcase your technology to all the ecosystem partners in order to support you. And here we can show you part only sample of the supported application and supported partners, or supported, applicants who supported with us. And you can find more if you go to the Camel website. In the achievement, you can go down, you will find the invention supported by Takamul. All of these applications have been supported by the partners, and they are processing their technology. And you can find the brief of each one of them inside if you click on it, you can find brief about the technology, and you see how it's been supported. So this a quick overview about the Camel program, which is located in the DED in Abu Dhabi, and what the kind of support we are providing. And sure, in coordination with Engineer Muhammad Aboud, we will be waiting for all of you after the hackathon in order to provide the required support, what is the type of support. This is an overview. Thank you, Engineer Muhammad, for letting us giving us this opportunity to reach to these great people, and I'm happy to receive any question from you now. Thank you.
شكرا أستاذ أحمد على الشرح المفصل لتكامل. لو في حد من الحضور عنده أي سؤال بخصوص تكامل، فأستاذ أحمد موجود معانا هنا بيجيب على أسئلتكم، فممكن نتشرف بأسئلتكم دلوقتي. If anyone have any questions about Takamul, here we have Mr. Ahmed to answer all your questions.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. Anyway, for any further question, you can communicate it with the team here, and we will be happy to answer it later. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
شكرا جزيلا باشمهندس احمد. ودلوقتي هنبدا السيشن اللي كنا متفقين عليها. احنا عايزين بس نعرف كام حد من الحضور معانا دلوقتي انترستد ان هو يبريزنت الايديا بتاعته. في سؤال الاول بس من ايهاب. ايهاب, we have a question from ايهاب. Mic is open, you can ask now.
إيهاب أنت ممكن تتكلم؟
إيهاب أنت معانا عايز يسأل سؤال ولا خلاص؟ خلاص.
السلام عليكم.
صباح. يس اتفضل إيهاب اتفضل.
معاك دكتور إيهاب، دكتور تربوي يعني، دكتوراه في التربية الرياضية.
أهلا بيك دكتور إيهاب.
أهلا بيك. أنا بس ليا سؤال واحد، لأنه يعني البرنامج ده شويه احنا فعلا مبهم بالنسبه لنا، يمكن حتى احنا جالنا الايميلات وسجلنا فيها، بس برضه لسه الهدف بالنسبه لنا مش واضح. انا السؤال دلوقتي اللي عايز اساله، لو انا فعلا انا عندي بيتنت، يعني انا اساسا عندي ابتكار قبل كده، وعندي بيتنت موجود من كذا سنه مسجله في بلدي يعني، بس ما قمتش بتسويقه، بس محتفظ بيه بحقي فيه، يعني بحق الفكره وحق الابتكار. هل يعني هل هنا في التكامل او في الهاكسون، يعني يعني في مجال ان الواحد يسجل الفكره تاني، ولا تعتمد الفكره بما ان انا عندي فيها بيتنت اصلا اوريدي؟
لا، انا عايز افرق بين حاجتين بس، عشان يمكن يكون حصل عن حاجه لخبطه. انت يمكن اول مره
اكيد
تشارك معنا في الهاكاثون.
اول مره صح.
الهاكاثون it is activity managed and run by TRA. هو مسابقه او هاكاثون يعني تنظمه الهيئه العامه لتنظيم الاتصالات كل سنه في شهر الابتكار، وعلى مدار شهر فبراير، وبيسبقه ماركتينج، وبنفتح الفرصه للناس تشارك. فلازم يكون مش لازم يكون عندك بيتنت بس، لازم يكون عندك بيزنس موديل وبروتوتايب. بروتوتايب ده ممكن يكون MVP، ممكن يكون ابلكيشن، بس لازم وانت بتقدم الايديا او بتقدم الفكره تكون فكره فاليد، مش واخده بيتنت ولا حاجه. وبيبقى متاح لحضرتك ان انت تشارك في التحكيم اللي هيتم. وعندنا التحكيم ده هيتم على مدار الاسبوع القادم، 5 ايام، كل مره في يوم. وبيزد على التحكيم ده ربنا يوفق وتكون احد الفائزين. وزي ما اشرنا، الجوائز الخاصه بالهاكاثون في اول وثاني وثالث لكل اماره، وفي شورت ليستد على مستوى كل اماره بياخدوا جوائز. اما برنامج تكامل اللي
كلها
تشرف الباشمهندس يس، يعني كلها تكنولوجي. احنا هو اسم الهاكاثون داتا فور هابينس، وانت ازاي تستخدم الداتا وازاي تيوز الافيلابل داتا او الاوبن داتا ان انت تعمل سوليوشنز وحاجات تزيد من السعاده ومن جوده الحياه وجوده الخدمه في دوله الامارات.
جميل.
اما برنامج تكامل فده برنامج بتديره الدائره الاقتصاديه في اماره ابو ظبي. وزي ما شرح الباشمهندس احمد، هو برنامج عشان يسبورت ويدعم كل الانوفيشنز على المدى الطويل. It is not a competition وجايزه، لا، ده هو بيستمر معاك في الدعم لحد ما يبقى الابتكار ده او البيتنت دي في الاخر عباره عن بزنس اوبورتيونيتي او شركه.
ما هو عشان كده انا سالت لما كان هو لما كان عفوا يعني لما كان هو بيحاضر دلوقتي من فتره، انا رفعت ايدي عشان اسال السؤال ده، بس انتوا قفلتوا معاه الحوار يعني ده
هو هنحط لحضرتك الايميل بتاعه. المهندس احمد يقدر يكتب لنا الايميل وتتواصل معاه بشكل مباشر لو احتجت اي تعاون او استفاده من برنامج تكامل. برنامج تكامل احد البرامج اللي بتديرها وبتطلقها دوله الامارات لدعم منظومه الابتكار. في انيشيتيفز كثيره، في صندوق خليفه، في محمد بن راشد فور SMEs، في مبادرات كثيره موجوده في الدوله، ودي احد المبادرات الهامه جدا اللي ممكن حضرتك تستفيد منها بشكل مباشر. المهندس احمد حط الايميل بتاعه اهو، تقدر حضرتك تتواصل معاه على طول وتستفيد منه. اما الهاكاثون، عشان لو معانا اي حد اول مره يشارك في الهاكاثون، إذا كومبيتيشن الباب مفتوح، ونرجو ان احنا نشاهد ابداعاتكم وابتكاراتكم معانا خلال الاسبوع القادم خلال فتره التحكيم. واهلا بكم جميعا.
بارك الله فيك، شكرا، اسف على ازعاجك، شكرا.
لا، تحت امرك، شرفت. معانا عنود، اذا يمكن يشترك اكتر من شخص مثل الفريق. عنود، لو عايزه تسالي صوتين عشان بس انا مش فاهم السؤال قوي. عنود، تقدري تفتحي المايك وتسالي لو انت عايزه يا عنود.
هو بس ممكن لغايه ما عنود عندها مشكله في المايك. هو كان في سؤال امبارح له علاقه بان ممكن الانسان يشترك، ممكن الشخص يشترك في اكتر من فريق ويشترك باكتر من فكره، بس طبعا لازم تكون افكار مختلفه، وتكون الفرق تكويناتها مختلفه، ويكون ويكون التيم ليدر مختلف. بس هو ممكن الواحد يشترك في اكتر من فريق باكتر من فكره.
استكمالا لرد الدكتور ايمن، وقد يكون هو ده سؤال عنود. ممكن تشارك باكتر من فكره، ولكن شرط ان يكون الفريق الواحد بيشارك بفكره واحده. يعني نفس الفريق سواء التيم ليدر بتاعه او التيم ممبرز بتوعه ما ينفعش يشتركوا باكتر من فريق واحد، ولكن يقدر يجوين فريق تاني، يقدر هو مجموعه اخرى من الزملاء يعملوا فريق ثالث ويشاركوا في فكره ثالثه، فمتاح. ولكن زي ما اتفقنا الفريق الواحد بفكره واحده، ولكن الشخص نفسه يقدر يشارك في كذا فريق. هل غدا العرض والنقاش مفتوح قبل التسليم؟ نعم، العرض والنقاش مفتوح النهارده وبكره، وزي ما اشرنا احنا معاكم النهارده من الساعه 6 الى الساعه 9. واي استفسار احنا تحت امركم. احنا بعد ما الاخت امل مديره البرنامج تدي السيشن بتاعتها، يبقى عندنا فرصه ان احنا نقسم الحضور على بريك رومز ونناقش بشكل مفتوح كل فكره، كل جروب على حده، عشان لو عايز اي استفسار احنا تحت امرك. في سؤال كان بالانجلش محتاج بس ارد عليه، لو حد يجيب لي السؤال بالانجليزي. I have many questions regarding the hackathon. Who can I contact urgent, as it's my first time and I am very confused. We will send you now a telephone number for Mr. Ahmed, who is coordinating with the teams. You can call him directly and he will support you. We will give you his number in a separate message. In a separate message.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام، اهلا بيكي.
لو سمحت ابغي اسال بس بالنسبه للمسؤولين عن التشالنجز، نبغى نكلم المسؤول عن التحدي اللي احنا ماخذينه، فيصير يعني الحين هالوقت ولا ما يصير؟ يعني اليوم او باكر يصير ولا؟
انتوا التحدي بتاعكم ايه؟ التحدي بتاعكم اللي انتوا داخلين
اخذنا مال هذا مطارات دبي.
اي مطارات دبي في كذا تشالنج جواه.
هي التشالنج
اي واحد
الثاني اللي بالنسبه للاسعاف.
تمام، الخاص باللوكيشنز وان انت تعرف تاخد دايركت اكسس. تمام تمام. هل بعتوا على سلاك تسالوا الكوردينيتور بتاع التشالنج ولا ما بعتلوش على سلاك؟
هو عندنا سلاك بس ما ادري اذا في اصلا هو يعني في question button ولا something.
انتوا احنا قلنا كذا مره ووضحنا لكل الحضور ان انت تقدر على سلاك تبعت بشكل مباشر للمنتورز. فهتلاقوا اللي بيفتح سلاك هيلاقي على شماله الثيمز محطوطه. فانت عندك الثيم اللي اسمه ترافلز، ترافل اند توريزم. تقدر تخش على الثيم وتطرح السؤال وتمنشن فيه ان ده خاص بالتحدي بتاع مطارات دبي. هتلاقي المنتور بيرد عليك سواء برساله او لو في وسيله اتصال مباشره هيتصل معاك. بس استاذنكم تستخدموا سلاك لان هو ده التول الاساسيه اللي احنا موفرينها عشان يكون في تواصل اسهل مع كل المنتورز. احنا معانا اكتر من 120 منتور من حوالي 49 من حوالي 21 جهه حكوميه، كلهم متاحين ومنتظرين اسئلتكم عشان يقدروا يساعدوكم ويردوا عليكم.
تمام. وبالنسبه للعرض،
اتفضلي.
العرض بيكون كل يوم الأحد، وكيف نعرف إحنا أي جروب يعني الوقت المخصص للعرض؟
إحنا
يعني هو عندنا إحنا خلفية، بيكون هو في سكاجول نفس السنة اللي طافت يعني ولا كيف؟
كل المشاركين وعملوا سبمشن اونلاين هيجي لهم كونفirmation باليوم اللي هم هيتحكموا فيه. مش شرط الكل يتحكم يوم الاحد، احنا مقسمين التيمز على ال5 ايام. قد يكون بعضكم من اماره ابو ظبي ويلاقي نفسه مثلا بيتحكم في اماره اخرى. ده مرتبط بتقسيم التشالنجز، لان اغلب التشالنجز متوزعه على ال5 ايام المختلفه. فبيزد على اليوم هيجي لكم ايميل بيقول لكم اليوم والتوقيت، يعني في سكيدولينج التوقيت بتاعكم من الساعه كام للساعه كام.
تمام، شكرا.
لا، النهارده مش اخر يوم، احنا ستيل اخر يوم لتسليم البرزنتيشن بكره بالليل الساعه 12 بالليل، فاحنا معانا اليوم كله النهارده وبكره لحد الساعه 12 بالليل. Do we submit a document or PowerPoint or video explaining our ideas? It is better to submit a PowerPoint presentation, but if you have any extra supporting resources, such a video, such a demo, it is welcome, but mainly a PowerPoint presentation. During the pitching itself, it is better to present your presentation, and also if you have a prototype, it will be a good opportunity. Can we choose a theme? ننزل تحت هنا. ننزل. Can we choose a theme but not choose a challenge? بالقيس بتسأل تقدر تختار ثيم فقط من غير challenge. No, it should be a challenge under a theme. There is no opportunity to select only a theme. You should select a challenge under a specific theme. Try to match. يعني if you see it is difficult, you can match between the challenge and the general theme. I have an idea for a tourism, but I don't have a team. شيخة، اهلا بيكي شيخة. يعني اوريدي احنا معانا اكتر من 2000 بارتيسيبانت في الهاكاثون، فحاولي توصلي لحد من التيمز من خلال سلاك. تقدري على الجنرال شانل، في شانل جوه سلاك اسمها الجنرال شانل، تقدري تبعتي عليها ان انت عندك ايديا وشغاله عليها وانترستد يبقى معاكي تيم، وهتلاقي الناس بتبعت لك وبتكونتاكت معاكي. Can I do the challenge individually? No, it should be a team at least 2 members. To submit for the hackathon, your team should be at least 2 members. Where do we submit our PowerPoint? زي ما أشرت وقلت، كل التفاصيل الخاصة بالسبمشن الأخت أمل مديرة برنامج هاكاثون الإمارات هتكون معانا كمان شوية تقول لنا بالظبط البروسيس إزاي وإزاي نأبلود ونسبمت الايدياز بتاعتنا على الويب سايت. Do you submit the presentation as a PDF? You can submit it as a PDF, but if you have some animation, it will be difficult because it will not be included in the presentation. So if you have any animation or videos, it will not be applicable to submit it as a PDF. زي ما اشرت تاني اخ عبد الله، كل تفاصيل السبمشن هنسمعها مع بعض في خلال 10 دقائق من الان. الاخت امل تجوين معانا وهنعرف كل التساؤلات الخاصه بالسبمشن. When we will pitch our idea, رمزي, as I told before, we have a calendar for judging. We will start judging next Sunday. We have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Each emirate will be assigned for one of these days, and you will receive the calendar and the agenda by email, and you will know exactly at which time and which date. Should we explain our demo using video? If you have a demo and it needs to be presented through a video, okay, if you can present it live, because you will join the pitching and the judging through live presentation. So if you can present it directly, it will be okay. If you are recording a video and you can run it during the pitching, it is also okay. أنا ما فهمت ليش الفرق تاخد بيانات الهيئة المعنية بالتحدي. نحن ما أخذنا بيانات الهيئة عشان نطبقها فقط عندنا رسم توضيحي عادي، ولا لازم ألتزم بيانات الهيئة الخاصة بالتحدي؟ لو الجهة أتاحت بيانات والبيانات دي موجودة، يفضل طبعا ان انتوا تستخدموها، لان ده احد الاهداف الهامة للتحدي او للتشالنج نفسه اللي احنا فيه في الهاكاثون، ان انت تعرف تستفيد من البيانات دي عشان تطلع بنتيجة او بريزلت متناسبة مع التحدي. فبالعكس يعني ده بقى دايما المشكلة الاكبر لكل الفرق، ان مفيش داتا متاحه عشان يشتغل عليها. فبما ان الجهه اتاحت داتا، فالافضل طبعا ان انت تستخدمها وتابلاي عليها السوليوشن اللي انت بتقدمه. What do we do if we don't have a team? As I told before, for participants who don't have a team, they can send a call for participation on the general channel in the Slack, and for sure you will find a lot of people who are interested to partner with you. As we said before, it is very important to have a team at least from 2 members. Dear Preaching start on Sunday, but any idea about time since I might at work? أخ محمد, Mr. Muhammad, for the presentations, it will be from 11 till 4 o'clock, 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. This is the timing allocated for the presentation. Also, if you have a work and if you are in your work, the time slot for the presentation will be only 10 minutes. So you can dedicate a specific time for the presentation. And as I told you before, you will receive a calendar and agenda for the presentations, and you can allocate the exact time you will be available for presentation. متى آخر وقت تسليم العروض التقديمية؟ زي ما أشرنا إن العروض التقديمية آخر موعد لتقديمها هو غدا الساعة 12 مساء. Anyone interesting to join me in RAC Youth Hub Challenge? في أحد الزملاء بيسأل لو حد interested to join معاه. Saeed, also I told you that you can ask this question directly on the Slack, because all of the participants available on the Slack, you have more than 1,000 participants who will see your question, and for sure you can find more members to join you. كيف يمكن التواصل مع الهيئة الخاصة بالتحدي؟ أشرت سابقا التواصل مع الهيئة الخاصة بالتحدي يقدر يتم من خلال سلاك. زي ما أشرت يا جماعة، سلاك على الشمال هتلاقي موجود كل الثيمز الخاصة بالتحدي. تقدر تخش على الثيم الخاص بيك وتسأل السؤال بتاعك، وهتلاقي في حد بيرد عليك ويتواصل معاك. And link everything on the Sunday. No, you can't submit the presentation on Sunday. You should submit your presentation maximum by end of tomorrow. But the presentation itself live should be maybe Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, any days of the judging day based on the agenda. You can't submit your idea in the day of the judging. The last time to submit your idea is tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Can we use available technologies in our idea and implement it? Also, I couldn't find any information about world-class education category PDF file. Also, can you please share with me Mr. Ahmed phone? Okay, we will send you the phone of Mr. Ahmed to call him and coordinate for any question you are interested in. Razan, when will the closed room? Yes, Razan, we will start after the presentation of Miss Amal. It will start now. I think we will join. She will join us in 5 minutes. For presentation upload. Thank you. Presentation will be 12 p.m. Will be 12 p.m. Tomorrow 12 p.m. Should we submit a video of a presentation the pitching tomorrow? Or we will present? No, I told you before, the presentation will be live. Tomorrow you will submit your PowerPoint presentation, but the judging itself will be a live presentation. It is not a video. Do we have to open our cameras? بالقيس يعني يفضل بالقيس ان انتوا تكونوا فاتحين الكاميرا وجاهزين تبريزنت، لان ده جزء من البرزنتيشن سكيلز. فمهم ان انتوا تكونوا جاهزين ان انتوا تبريزنتوا لايف عشان الجادجز يشوفوكوا، لان في جزء من الكونتنت بيوصل من خلال البرزنتيشن نفسها. بالقيس I told you it is better to open your camera to be able to present.
Yes, the
Are the
question
closed
was
room
about the
available
pitching
tomorrow?
on Sunday. So we said mentioned that the pitching
اتفضل دكتور ايمن اتفضل.
Sunday, the pitching is will be communicated. The pitch slot will be communicated exactly on which day and which time. So some people will be on Sunday, some people will be on another day. And to avoid the confusion, I mean.
Please, Dr. Ayman, you can continue. I have another call and get back to you directly.
Okay.
الو.
حد بيسأل لازم نفتح الكاميرا واحنا نشرح الفكرة. الموضوع الكاميرا ده يا جماعة مهم جدا. انت يعني it is important زي ما قلنا انك انت محتاج تقنع اللجنة، فانت بتستخدم كل الوسائل اللي عندك عشان تقدر تقنع. وعشان كده احنا كنا بنقول امبارح، كنا بنتكلم امبارح والنهارده تاني بنكرر ان ساعة البيتش انت بتختار افضل حد في التيم يقدر يعمل البيتشنج. يعني ممكن البيتشنج يعمله اكتر من واحد، ولكن لو في حد مثلا متميز اكتر في انه يقنع، انت لازم تختار الحد اللي هو هيوصل الفكره باسهل طريقه ممكنه، ويقدر يقنع اللجنه بالفكره في اقصر وقت. وبالتالي طبعا فتح الكاميرا حاجه مهمه جدا جدا جدا. يعني في اثناء احنا تتوقع ان الكاميرا تكون مفتوحه طول وقت البيتشنج ان شاء الله. في حد بيقول ان احنا الداتا مش عندنا. Somebody says we haven't got the data yet. Getting the data is very important. As we mentioned, data means that you have validated your idea either through the entity or through general data. So when you have the data, this means that you have gone through the process, that you understand well what you are doing, and you have validated your idea. Don't having the data يعني makes you in a يعني weak situation. So please try to resolve that إن شاء الله. تاني في حد بيكرر متى العرض الافتراضي إن شاء الله. After this session مس أمل يعني هتعرض عليكم كل البرنامج بتاع ازاي بتقدم الفكره بتاعتك والتواريخ ان شاء الله. زي ما قلنا التواريخ بعد التقديم، في التاريخ والميعاد اللي انت هيتعمل فيه البيتش بتاعك هيكون كوميونيكيتد للتيم. في حد بيسال what should be included in the PowerPoint presentation. احنا اتكلمنا PowerPoint presentation او this is your means of the pitching. في pitching template. A pitching template was shared with you. You can use the pitching template where you can go back through the video session about the pitching. One was covered today in English and one yesterday in Arabic. في حد بيسأل البرزنتيشن العرض بتاعتنا هيكون ايه المحتوى بتاعها. المحتوى بتاعها احنا اتكلمنا في سيشن امبارح باللغة العربية، والنهارده السيشن باللغة الإنجليزية على البيتشنج. والمحتوى بتاعها برضو في تمبلت المفروض انها شيرد عندكم، تقدروا تبتدوا تستعملوها على المحتوى. انك انت المحتوى مينلي لازم يكون بيغطي البيزنس موديل كامل بتاعك، يكون نموذج العمل كامل بتاعك. الباوربوينت تكون باي لغه انت تختارها، اللغه الاسهل ليك، والبيتشنج يكون في اللغه الاسهل بيك. فاذا كنت عايز تعملها باللغه العربيه اعملها، اذا كنت عايز تعملها باللغه الانجليزيه اعملها. المهم اختار اللغه الانسب والاسهل. يعني في ناس في البيتشنج يا جماعه بلاقي ان في ناس بتيجي ساعات بيحاول يتكلم باللغه الانجليزيه بينما هو لغته الاولى هي اللغه العربيه، فممكن ده بيحط صعوبه عليه. فانت زي ما قلنا انت الهدف بتاعك من البيتشنج انك تقنع لجنه التحكيم ان الفكره دي تستحق انها تبقى شورت ليستد. عشان استخدم كل الوسائل اللي عندك، فاستخدم اللغه الانسب بالنسبه لك، استخدم الباوربوينت اللانجوج الاسهل عشان تقدر توصل تحقق المهمه بتاعتك ان شاء الله. السلاك لينك من فضلكم، لو في ناس ظهر ما عندهاش سلاك لينك، لو سمحتوا لو ممكن نشير بس سلاك لينك مره ثانيه عشان الناس تبقى اللي ما شافتوش تشوفه. تاني مواضيع مواعيد العرض، كل الحاجات دي ان شاء الله هتتقال النهارده كمان في السيشن بتاعت ميس امل ان شاء الله. طيب شباب، في اكتر من حد طلب الكونتاكت بتاع مستر احمد اللي كان قال عليه باشمهندس محمد عبود، الكونتاكت واللينك بتاع سلاك من فضلكم لو ممكن نعمل لهم شير، ونعمل شير للمكان، نفكر الناس باماكن البرزنتيشنز اللي اتعملت امبارح والنهارده بالانجليزي والعربي، عشان لو حد عايز يرجع لها يعرف ازاي هيكون المحتوى بتاعه. احنا عملنا سيشن امبارح والنهارده على تكوين المحتوى بتاع السيشن بتاع البيتشنج. بليز جو ثرو ات مينلي زي ما قلنا باختصار، يعني الاختصار بتاعه جدا هو بيزنس موديل، ومش بس بيزنس موديل، فاليديتد بيزنس موديل، يعني البيزنس موديل وتكون اتاكدت منه عشان تقدر تجاوب، تبقى ريدي للاسئله بتاعه اللجنه ان شاء الله.
احنا معاكم الاخت امل داخله دلوقتي، لسه مكلماني، هتكون معانا حالا عشان تقول لنا ازاي نعمل سبمشن للباوربوينت برزنتيشن بتاعتنا، واي استفسار او سؤال خاص بالسبمشن وخاص بالايديا سبمشن هتكون معانا ترد عليه ان شاء الله.
تمام. ويا باشمهندس اكتشفنا في بعض الناس محتاجين نفكرهم، عايزين يشوفوا اللينك بتاعت سلاك نفكرهم بيها، والمحتويات بتاعت العرض التمبلت والسيشنز اللي هي بالعربي والانجليزي بخصوص البيتشنج ان شاء الله.
ولو في اي حد من حضراتكم دلوقتي انترستد ان يعمل البيتشنج في الكلوزد روم، يا ريت يرفع ايده او يكتب مسج ان هو عايز يعمل البيتشنج كلوزد، عشان نعمل لكم بس ليستنج بعد ما امل تخلص البرزنتيشن، ونبدا نتكلم معاكم تيم باي تيم. فيا ريت كل واحد او كل حد من الحضور انترستد ان هو يبيتش. ماشي اوكي، هناخد بقى الاسماء ونبدا نعمل لكم كلوزد ميتنج عشان نعرف نظبط مع بعض ان شاء الله. واستاذنكم ان بعد ما نخلص السيشن بتاعه الاخت امل هنفتح كاميراتنا للي جاهز يفتحها، يا ريت اللي يقدر يكون معانا عليها عشان ناخد صوره جماعيه لكل الحضور معانا في الجلسه. فنستاذنكم اللي جاهز واللي يعني لسه مش جاهز يجهز نفسه، احنا انترستد ان احنا كلنا ناخد صوره جماعيه مع بعض. معانا الاخت امل اسماعيل دلوقتي مديره برنامج الهاكاثون. اهلا بيكي يا اخت امل.
السلام عليكم جميعا.
وعليكم السلام اخت امل.
عليكم السلام ورحمه الله وبركاته. الناس كلها منتظره حضرتك.
حياكم الله جميعا في هاكاثون النسخة الرابعة، هاكاثون الإمارات، ونشكركم على تواجدكم تفاعلكم ويانا في الهاكاثون. ننتظر بفارغ الشوق المشاريع والأفكار الابتكارية واللي ممكن تساهم في حل التحديات اللي نحن وضعناها في الهاكاثون. ننتظر أن نشوفها، وننتظر أن نحن ناخذ أكبر قدر من الأفكار الابتكارية. أوكي زين. توقعت
اكثر الاسئله اللي كانت بتطرح، اتفضل.
تفضل.
اكثر الاسئله اللي كانت بتطرح قبل ما حضرتك تجويني معانا السيشن كانت الناس بتسال هتسبميت الايديا ازاي على الويب سايت وفين، يعني ازاي يعملوا سبمشن للاي دي.
اوكي، مثل ما عودناكم نحن السنة الماضية وهاي السنة بعد نحن سوينا شوية انهانسمنت على البروسيس اللي هو تسليم السبمشن حق الفكرة النهائية للهاكاثون. فأغلبية الأفكار راح يتم يجب تسليمها عن طريق الويب سايت، ما راح نستقبل أي فكرة من أي الأفكار هاي عن طريق الإيميل. فأتمنى اللي ما سجل يروح يسجل هناك، واللي ما استكمل بيانات ملفه البروفايل يستكمل ملفاته، يستكمل بياناته ومعلوماته على المنصة كبارتيسيبنت. ممكن هناك يدخلون ويروحون على تاب اللي هو السبمشن. إذا في مجال حد ممكن تفتحون
نفتح
الموقع.
الويب سايت من عندنا اخت امل؟
أيوة.
نفتح الموقع من عندنا ونشيره حالا.
أوكي، بعد ما تدخلون على الموقع الهاكاثون نفسه تدخلون اللوجن بيج.
احنا في اللوجن بيج دلوقتي. عندنا
وطالع
باسورد
شيء.
وايميل. اللوجن بيج ظاهره، محتاجين ندخل باسورد ايميل بس.
أوكي.
هندخل بس الباسورد والايميل ونفتح ونكمل معاكم. البلد.
إذا عندكم أي استفسارات على السبمشن إذا ممكن تكتبونها في الشات.
المايك.
عندكم هني بعد ما تدخلون اليوزر نيم والباسورد كبارتيسيبنت يطلع لكم الصفحة الرئيسية. نتمنى من الجميع اللي ما استكمل بياناته في البروفايل نتمنى انه يستكمل بياناته هني. ممكن هني خلال هاي الصفحة اذا عندكم محتاجين ان انتم تسوون اي ادت على الانفورميشن تسوون ادت عليها وتسوون بعدها سيف وتروحون على الخطوة الثانية. بعد ما تروحون على هني تاب السبمشن هني راح لازم انتم كل حد يكتب عن his idea explain your idea in one sentence، يعني الشرح المبسط عن الفكرة في سطر واحد. بعدها فكرة المشروع أو وصف المشروع هني نحتاج أكثر من سطر تكتبون عن فكرة المشروع نفسه وصفه. شو المميز يونيكنس أو يونيك بوينت في المشروع هذا، شو نقاط التفرد أو نقاط التميز في هالمشروع تكتبون لنا إياها كنقاط. تختارون الثيم النهائي لفكرة المشروع اللي أنتم مختارينه. التشالنج اللي مختارينه هو اوتوماتيكلي بيكون دام أنتم مختارينه وقت تشكيل الفريق الثيمز والتشالنج هي اوتوماتيكلي بتيهني. بس في حال ان مثلا الحين فكرتكم النهائيه كانت لتشالنج مختلف نتمنى منكم ان انتم تردون هني تعدلون مثلا أنا فكرتي عن الفنتك، عن مثلا التشالنج مال الانوفيتيف ويز تو اوبن فاينانس وتذكرونها. هل إذا أنتم عندكم الحين مثلا مجرد في لينكس إن مثلا محتاجين تحطونها كلينكس هني، تحطون اسم اللينك وتحطون اللينك هني وتسوون آد إذا محتاجين إن أنتم تضيفون اللينكس. تحطي مثلا أنا محتاجة مثلا about البرزنتيشن، والثانية مثلا لينك هني تحطينها إذا كانت عندكم من يوتيوب أو كانت ملفات أخرى، ممكن تحطون هني اللينكس هني موجودة وتسوونها آد. في الأخير تسوون أبلود حق الفايل اللي عندكم، الفايل برزنتيشن تسوون له أبلود وآد. إن شاء الله الملفات كلها بتنحفظ عندنا وبيوصلنا السبمشن لكم. عشان نسهل عليكم بعد إن إحنا هاي الصفحة نفسها موجودة باللغة العربية، فإذا الشخص مثلا يشوف إنه أنسب له إنه يفهم المعلومات هاي باللغة العربية، ممكن ينتقل للصفحة العربية ويشاركنا بفكرته النهائية. نفس الفيلدز ونفس الشرح، تحميل الملفات تتحمل وتوصلنا إن شاء الله. أتمنى أنه هو كان طريقة السبمشن واضحة.
نعم. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
بس حابة أفهم خانة المشاريع اللي في الموقع هذه شو نسوي فيها؟
هاي حاليا مش يعني هي مش حق خانة المشاريع، هاي مش حق الحين، هاي بتكون بعديها ان later on. نحن مفكرين مثل ان نسوي مثل combined projects مع اصحاب الافكار ونطرحها من خلال هالتاب. فحاليا هاي مش اللي محتاجينها ان احنا انتم تركزون عليها. محتاجينكم بس تركزون على موضوع مشاركة فكرتكم النهائية وملفكم الشخصي. وإذا سمحتوا إن كل فريق، قائد الفريق يروح على فريقه، يصير يشوف أعضاء اللي not active، يسعى إنهم يسوون activation حق their account ويستكملون بروفايلهم. هذا وايد مهم، يسهل علينا في إن نوصل للفرق، نوصلكم أنتوا. فسهلوا علينا المهمة هاي. استكملوا. خاصة أنا أدعو يعني مدراء الفرق نفسهم أنهم يساعدون ربعهم ويشجعونهم أنهم يستكملون معلوماتهم في البروفايل، بعد نفس الوقت السبمشن. بعض شيء وايد مهم، السبمشن ما نبغى نحن من كل أعضاء الفريق، السبمشن يكون من مدير الفريق. فحاولوا كثر ما تقدرون نسقوا بين بعضكم، السبمشن يكون من مدير الفريق.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
يعطيك العافية. لو سمحتي أختي، بس أنا استفسار عندي. مش عارف إذا ذكرت هاي النقطة بصراحة، بس أنا بدي أعرف الفايل فورمات في عليه أي سبيسيفيكيشن، يعني ممكن يكون باوربوينت ولا PDF ولا عادي؟
ممكن باوربوينت، ممكن باوربوينت، ممكن PDF. انت فحمل الملف اللي انت تقدر انت تقول ان هذا انا بشرحه قدام المحكم.
تمام إن شاء الله. الديدلاين الساعة 12 صحيح؟ بكرة؟
صحيح.
تمام. السؤال الأخير، تقديم البرزنتيشن بيكون يوم الأحد مش بكرة صح؟
بيكون ستارتنج من يوم الأحد لين يوم الخميس. أنت وعاد وين بتكون في أي لجنة رايح يعتمد، وإن شاء الله مرات إن إحنا من نوافيكم، كل فريق راح نوافيه بموعد جلسة التحكيم الخاصة فيه.
إن شاء الله. شكرا.
العفو. كان في واحدة من أعتقد الإدخالات إنه to explain it in English. So to submit your project you have to go to your personal to the account, your account, and go to the submission page where you have to submit your idea. You have to explain your idea in one sentence, idea brief and description. Describe your idea and put a brief about your idea. What is your idea about it? Add what is the unique points in your idea here. Select the final theme of this idea, the challenge. Then you can have enter the resources if you have any YouTube link or any extra link that you want to put so the mentor and the judge can view the extra information you have. You can do it by clicking on add and having this about, writing the link, what is the link about, and this, put the link. Upload your files, the files you have. You can have photos, Word file, PDF, PowerPoint. You can, the maximum size is 20 MB. So everything is here. If anything is not clear for you, you can contact us at hackathon hackathon@tra.gov.ae and we will help you inshallah. إذا في أسئلة ممكن يعني if you have any questions you can ask here now.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, is it compulsory to add the resources?
No, it's not compulsory. You can see where is there is a star, it is compulsory. So where is that star? It is you need to add, you need to put something. Without it, you cannot.
Okay, ma'am. So, like, explain your idea in one sentence. Idea, final brief, and description. They are compulsory. Idea, uniqueness, points is not compulsory.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Themes and select challenge is compulsory. Enter resources is not compulsory. Enter your presentation and files. You need to upload your presentation here. Without it, we cannot see your idea.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
أي سؤال آخر من الحضور؟ فرصة معانا الأخت أمل مديرة برنامج هاكاثون الإمارات من هيئة تنظيم تكنولوجيا المعلومات، فيعني هيئة تنظيم الاتصالات. فأي سؤال فرصة، وبعد إن شاء الله ما نخلص الجلسة دي على طول زي ما أشرت لحضراتكم عايزين نفتح كاميراتنا وناخد صورة كلنا مع بعض جماعية نحطها على السوشيال ميديا بتاعت الهاكاثون. وبعدها زي ما أشرت لحضراتكم أي سؤال أو استفسار خاص بالمشروع تقدر نبدأ نناقش الأفكار مع بعض، سواء لو أنت عايز تناقشها على البابليك أو في الكلوزد روم اللي احنا اقترحناها على حضراتكم. في حد عايز يسأل سؤال تاني؟ أيوه اتفضل.
Yeah, I would like to ask this file of submission, is it the final file or we can change it on the day of the pitch?
Miss Amal, do you have a recommendation for this question?
Dear, it should be the final file.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Can we add any video on our presentation?
You can add it, but it will be too heavy to upload it. Remember the actual size, the file maximum size to upload your file is 20 MB. So it's better if you have the link to the video here, and you can open it. You can open it in the back in your, when you presented your idea, you can open it in your laptop and present it.
Okay.
I think it will be.
It is less than 20 MBs. It's fine, I guess.
Yeah, I think if it's less than 20 MB, it will be fine.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me?
Yes.
I have this question. One of our mentors said our topic is lack of using the available digital government service. And in the Hackathon website, it's written reducing the negative impact of gaming on children. So is it possible if we can submit the both of the ideas?
Can you repeat, because I couldn't understand it.
The thing is, we actually prepared for the idea named reducing the negative impact of gaming on children.
Yes.
and our mentor said that this is not the topic. Our topic is lack of using the available digital government services. So we prepared for both of the topics. Is it possible we can submit both of the topics, or should we submit one?
If your solution is covering both of the challenges, you can just select one challenge, and when you're presenting, you can tell that, inform us that it's solving two challenges, not one.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
welcome.
السلام عليكم.
تفضل أخويا. وعليكم
أقدر
السلام.
أسأل بالعربي صح؟
تفضل هي أخويا.
أنا شو اسمه كنت مشغول آخر يومين ثلاث فما قدرت أدخل الجلسات، فأبى أعرف متى السبمشن ومتى البرزنتيشن يعني.
اوكي، بالنسبه للسبمشن المفروض انه بكره لين الساعه 12 عندك وقت انك تسوي سبمشن حق ملفاتك. تروح على اكونتك في الهاكاثون، تروح على تاب اللي اسمه السبمشنز، او بالعربي قدم فكرتك النهائيه. تحطي معلومات الفكره هني، اكسبلين يعني فكره، تشرح فكره في سطر، ملخص الفكره والبريف عنه. تختار الثيم النهائي حق الفكره هاي والتشالنج، وتختار التشالنج. بعدها مثلا عندك الحين اي ريسورسز، مثلا عندك الرابط خارجي تبغى تحطه هني، فتحطي له اسم الرابط وتحطي عنوان الرابط.
هل يستوي احطي مثلا ريفرنسنج ساينتفك ارتكل ولا شيء في الريسورسز مالي؟
ايوه ممكن تحطيها هني. بالعكس هذا مثلا ممكن يدعم الشخص اللي بيسوي ريفيو يور ابلكيشن، تساعده ان انت من وين خذيت هاي الفكره، او من وين شو الريسورسز اللي اعتمدت عليها يوم بنيت هاي الفكره. فممكن تحطيها هني. تحمل الملف اللي هو الملف العرضي. يفضل ان عندك عدد كبير من الاكستنشنز اللي ممكن انت مسموح لك انها تحملها. كيف شو صيغه الملف اللي انت حاب تعرض فيه. ممكن تستخدم باوربوينت، ممكن PDF، شو اللي اسهل لك ممكن هني تسويه. بس انتبه للسايز ان يكون اقل من 20 MB، وتحمل
يستوي
الملف.
اسوي ابلود اكثر من فايل واحد ولا بس اختار واحد من الفورمات؟
ممكن اكثر من ملف، بس لكن انتبه للسايز لانه
التوتال سايز لازم.
توتال سايز.
اوكي تمام.
اوكي، بعد ما تحمله نحن بيوصلنا ان الملفات على السبمشن. يفضل السبمشن يكون من مدير الفريق، فبالتالي نسق ويا اعضاء فريقك ان السبمشن يكون من عندك، ان انت بتسوي سبمنت، ان كل مدير فريق هو اللي يسوي سبمنت.
اخت امل، ولو في حد عايز يسبميت فيديو او حاجه بيسبميت اللينك بقى، صح؟ يعني هو اللينك
أيوة
ده ما بيعرفش يحمل عليه فيديوهات.
ايوه هني عندك انتر يور ريسورسز، تحطي هني. يفضل الفيديو يكون على يوتيوب، يكون افضل في يعني افضل في اللينك، ان انت تحطه كلينك على اساس انه ما تستهلك اللي هو ال 20 MB اللي هني. اوكي، بالنسبه للتحكيم، التحكيم عندنا من تاريخ 21 لتاريخ 25 فبراير، يعني الاسبوع القادم بيكون فول ويك من التحكيم. عاد انت والتشالنج مالك بيكون في اي اماره يعتمد. احنا راح يتم التواصل معاكم واخباركم بالموعد ويوم التحكيم ان شاء الله.
اوكي تمام، شكرا.
العفو.
اسماعيل،
يعطيكم العافيه.
الله يعافيك، تفضل اخويا.
اهلا بيك اسماعيل.
اهلا فيكم. سؤال بس بالنسبه لملف الباوربوينت العرض، انا كم عندي من الوقت اني اشرح؟ كم هي المده الزمنيه المتاحه لي اني اكون اعمل فيها البرزنتيشن؟
اخ محمد اذا ممكن تجاوب.
الوقت المتاح للبرزنتيشن هو مدته 7 دقائق. 4 دقائق هتبرزنت فيه الديمو بتاعك او البروجكت بتاعك، وال3 دقائق التانيين فور Q&A.
اها تمام. بالنسبه لي طريقه العرض،
تمام،
لازم تكون باوربوينت او ممكن احنا
طريقه العرض
نتعدد ونختلف فيها؟
يعني استخدم whatever tools انت حابب تستخدمها. it could be PowerPoint, it could be video, it could be whatever. المهم ان انت تعرف توصل الايديا بتاعتك بشكل كويس جدا للجادجز وتعرض اللي انت حابب تعرضه، بس حاول ان ده يحصل خلال الاربع دقائق، وعندك اسئله ماكسيموم 3 دقائق.
تمام. سؤال أخير بالنسبة لحجم الملف اللي ممكن أعمل له أبلود.
الأخت أمل قالت الماكسيمم سايز 20 ميجا، فلا يتعدى هذا السايز. لو أنت عندك حاجة كبيرة از فيديو أو عايز توصلها للجادجنج كوميتي قبل الإيفنت، تقدر تحط اللينك بتاعها زي ما أنت شايف عندك كده على انتري يور ريسورسز. تقدر تحط اللينك بتاع الفيديو والفيديو يكون موجود على اليوتيوب.
طيب بالنسبة في بعض المشاريع، بعض العناوين ما لقيت لها داتا في بيانات. هل يمكن الاستعانة
عشان كده عندنا منتورز لكل جهة. تمام. انا اقول لك، انت دخلت على سلاك ولا ما دخلتش على سلاك؟
لا ما دخلت لسه.
احنا بعتنا لكم كلكم لينك لسلاك، وحاطين دلوقتي على الشات الجايد بوك بتاع سلاك، فيا ريت اي حد ما دخلش على سلاك يخش، هيلاقي عنده على الشمال كل الثيمز بتاعت التشالنج، يقدر يبعت السؤال اللي هو عايزه او الطلب اللي هو عايزه. ومعانا مجموعه كبيره من المنتورز من كافه الجهات المشاركه، تقدر انها تساعدك سواء ببيانات متاحه جوه الجهه او بريسورسز ثانيه مش موجوده على بيانات.
اوكي تمام، يعطيك العافيه، وضحت الفكره. شكرا جزيلا.
موفقين موفقين ان شاء الله.
السلام عليكم.
اي سؤال اخر؟
السلام.
عليكم السلام.
تقديم بيكون باللغه العربيه ولا الانجليزي؟
الاثنين متاح. يو كان بريزنت ان Arabic، وتقدر تقدم بالعربي او الانجليزي زي ما انت عايز. عندنا جروب اوف جادجز دي كان جادج عربي او انجليزي.
يعني ما بيكون في تفضيل عن هذا ولا هذا؟
هو المعلومه دي ارجو انها يعني ما عندناش اي مشكله. اللي بيبقى مرتاح اكتر في انه يقدم عربي يقدم عربي، اللي مرتاح اكتر انه يقدم انجليزي يقدم انجليزي. المهم يستخدم اللغه والوسيله الاسهل انها توصل المعلومه للجادجنج كوميتي. تمام. تمام. اعتقد احنا الحمد لله ردينا على اكثر الاسئله.
السلام عليكم.
وشكرا جزيلا للاخت امل على اتفضلي. مين معانا؟
وياك عايشه الشحي. لو سمحت حبيت اسال، هي
اهلا
عباره
بيك يا اخت عائشه.
اهلين بك. هي عباره عن افكار بس اللي نحطها، ولا عباره عن يعني البروجكت كامل؟
احنا اشرنا كذا مره الفكره لازم تكون ماتيور وحصل ان انتوا اشتغلتوا عليها، فاتكود بي فكره. يعني احنا مش طالبين من حد انه يكون عمل الكومبليت سوليوشن، بس لو معاه بروتوتايب او مينيمم فاليبل برودكت ده شيء كويس جدا، وهيساعد ان تقييمه يكون افضل من لجنه التحكيم. ولو هيبريزنت الفكره بس لازم يكون عامل لها البيزنس موديل كانفاس بتاعها، او شارح كافه تفاصيل الفكره بالموديل بتاعها، مش على قد فكره وخلاص، لازم يكون حطها في البيزنس موديل بتاعها.
ايوه مشكور.
ماشي. احنا عشان الناس دلوقتي عايزه نبدا نميت في الرومز ندسكاس التشالنجز، فاستاذنكم نفتح كاميراتنا ناخد صوره جماعيه مع بعض. وشكرا جزيلا للاخت امل على وقتها ومجهودها معانا على مدار الهاكاثون. يعني بصراحه قايمه بشغل جبار، ويعني بقى لها اكتر من شهرين شغالين على الهاكاثون عشان خاطر ربنا يوفقنا جميعا ويبقى قصه نجاح، ونسعد ان احنا نشوف من عندكم افكار جيده وناجحه. استاذنكم نفتح مع بعض الكاميرات وناخد صوره جماعيه، وبعدها على طول هنبدا نجوين مع بعض في الكلوزد رومز. Please, if you can open your cameras, we need to take a group photo for all participants and attendees. It will be a pleasure. please all of you open your cameras. We want to take a photo for history and for the marketing. أعتقد ده كده أقصى حاجة. Okay, thank you very much for your participation and I wish all of you the success. شكرا جزيلا لحضراتكم ونتمنى لكم جميعا التوفيق والنجاح إن شاء الله في هاكاثون الإمارات. احنا دلوقتي هنبدأ من الوقت الحالي إن احنا ندسكس 1 to 1. لو حد انترستد يا ريت زي ما قلت يبعت مسج على الشات دلوقتي بحيث نعمل سكيدولينج، ويعني كل واحد يبقى متاح له 5 دقائق عشان نقدر ندي فرصه لكل الحضور. وزي ما قلت لحضراتكم برضو احنا بكره موجودين معاكم برضو من الساعه 6 للساعه 9. اي حد انترستد ان هو يناقش الفكره بتاعته يقدر يبعت لنا بدري على الايميل او على سلاك، واحنا هنعمل له تايم سلوت وذن الوقت ده. ممكن النهارده يكون الناس كلها ما يعني مش مرتبه، فبكره عندكم وقت لو عايزين تستفسروا على اي حاجه وتناقشوا فكرتكم في 1 to 1 meeting. Anyone who are interested to join a 1 to 1 mentorship meeting now, you can send a request and we will manage to give you 5 minutes to discuss your idea privately. شكرا جزيلا لكم وكل تمنياتنا لكم بالتوفيق ان شاء الله. Thank you
لو
for all of you.
سمحت،
Thank you very much.
سؤال واحد. انت
اتفضل.
تو قلت 6 to 7، هل AM ولا PM؟ يعني
بكره السيشن من 6 ل 9، 6 to 9. ده المنتورشيب سيشن. بي ام مش اي ام، بي ام.
اوكي، يعني التسليم بعد 12 هذا اللي بعده. اوكي.
التسليم 12 بالليل، احنا زي ما بلغت حضراتكم التسليم الساعه 12 بالليل بكره. تمام.
شكرا.
السلام عليكم. لو سمحت أنا عندي
عليكم
سؤال
السلام.
بعد. إذا كنا نحن جروب
اتفضلي.
3 بنات وأنتوا قلتوا إن مدة العرض 7 دقائق، هل يعني لازم نحن كلنا نتكلم في هذه ال7
تمام.
دقائق ولا عادي بس واحدة؟
الافضل ليكم والطريقه اللي انتم شايفينها انسب بحيث توصلوا فكرتكم ده قراركم. لو هتقدروا انتوا الثلاثه مع بعض تقدموا الفكره بشكل انتراكتيف ويبقى لصالح المشروع اتفضلوا. لو في واحده فيكم اقدر على انها تقدم لوحدها وهتقدم بطريقه افضل اختاروها. وزي ما قلت هي 7 دقائق مش برزنتيشن 4 دقائق، ولكن في 3 دقائق اسئله، فال7 دقائق كلهم هم دول الفتره المتاحه، 4 برزنتيشن و3 اسئله. ممكن فتره الاسئله نلاقي الثلاثه بيردوا وينتراكتوا، وممكن فتره ال4 دقائق واحده منكم بس اللي تقدم. القرار قراركم وانتوا شايفين الاصلح ليكم ايه.
خلاص إن شاء الله. شكرا، جزاكم الله خير، يعطيكم العافية.
شكرا مستر محمد. مستر محمد بس سؤال حضرتك قلت لنا دلوقتي، متشكر جدا يا مستر محمد لإتاحة الفرصة. هو حضرتك قلت ان السبمشن 17 12 بالليل ام 18 12 بالليل؟ انا اسف جدا.
18 الخميس، 18 غدا الساعه 12 مساء ان شاء الله.
ان شاء الله يا فندم. طيب انا اسف جدا، وحضرتك قلت في يعني حضرتك وضحت دلوقتي، بس هو سؤال في نفس النقطه الاخيره اللي حضرتك اتكلمت فيها بالنسبه للجروب، لان احنا حابين نكون التيم كله انجيج، لان احنا مقسمين تيم لكذا بارت، تكنيكال بارت واللي هو البرزنتر المتحدث اللابق اللي عندنا في التيم، التكنيكال بارت اللي هيقدر يجاوب على الاسئله التقنيه اللي من لجنه التحكيم. ده عادي ان احنا نقسمها عادي. وفي نفس الوقت يا ترى البرزنتيشن بتاعتنا ممكن تكون فيديو؟
اولا البرزنتيشن ممكن تكون فيديو، بس لازم تكونوا موجودين لايف للرد على الاسئله. فلو انت عامل فيديو مثلا 3 دقائق تو بريزنت ذا ايديا مفيش مشكله خالص، بس فور شور لازم تبقوا موجودين لايف عشان تردوا على الاسئله. ان
أكيد
انت
طبعا.
تسويتش بينك وبين زملائك زي ما اشرت، الطريقه الانسب واللي انتم شايفين بيها العرض هيبقى افضل واقدر توصيلا للرساله، ده قراركم انتم ان شاء الله.
اكيد. اوكي، متشكر جدا يا استاذ محمد، شكرا للتوضيح.
العفو، شكرا ليكم وكل التوفيق ان شاء الله.
كمان يا مستر
هنبدأ
محمد،
دلوقتي
حضرتك انا اسف جدا وحضرتك شكرت استاذه امل، بس احنا كمان كتيم احنا كمان حابين نشكرك على وجودك معانا، وبجد السبورت اللي انت بتعمله لنا في اللايف سيشن، بجد احنا متشكرين. انا بتكلم بالنيابه عن نفسي، واكيد ده نفس احساس زمايلي اللي في الكومبيتيشن.
احنا شاكرين ليكم كلكم، سعداء ان احنا نتواصل معاكم سواء دلوقتي او بعد انتهاء المرحله الاولى من الهاكاثون. نتمنى لكم كلكم التوفيق، ده دورنا وواجبنا يعني. فشكرا ليكم كلكم، ونتمنى لكم كل التوفيق ان شاء الله. اللي
السلام
طالب
عليكم
البرايفت
دكتور.
سيشن احنا هنجوين دلوقتي البرايفت سيشن. اتفضل. عليكم السلام.
لو تسمح دكتور، عندي استفسار. البرايفت سيشن بتكون للجروب ككل ولا
ايوه اتفضل. زي ما انتم عايزين. البرايفت سيشن هي للتيم. التيم ممكن يكون التيم كله موجود او واحد فقط منه، ده قراركم، بس احنا عاملينه برايفت عشان كل مشروع يتكلم براحته، ولو عنده استفسار يلاقي رد مستفيض عليه. انا عندي دلوقتي مجموعه من الزملاء طلبوا البرايفت سيشنز، وهنعمل لهم سكيدولينج، وهنبعت لكم على الجروب دلوقتي الترتيب بتاعكم، عشان لو حد مثلا عايز يقوم يصلي او يخلص حاجه يكون عارف ترتيبه امتى. وزي ما اتفقنا هنحاول تكون من 5 ل 7 دقائق لكل تيم، عشان ندي فرصه لكل الناس النهارده. واللي مش هيلحق النهارده احنا مع بعض بكره ان شاء الله متاحين معاكم من الصبح لحد اخر اليوم، زي ما قلت من الساعه 6 مساء للساعه 9 مساء ان شاء الله. زي ما قلت لحضراتكم في كذا حد طلب، يا ريت بس اكتب اسم التيم بتاعكم، يعني الاشخاص اللي طلبت برايفت سيشن تكتب في الشات اسم التيم بتاعها، واحنا هنعمل لهم ليستنج دلوقتي وهنبدا ناخدهم تيم تيم. احنا معانا ميرا وصباح ورزان ومريان وعبد الله ورشا. هنستأذنكم يعني كل واحده منكم لو تكتب اسم التيم بتاعها كمان يبقى كويس جدا. هنبدا بميرا. زي ما قلت لحضراتكم احنا كده معانا ادي 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. عندنا 7 تيمز في متوسط 5 دقائق، يعني قدامنا تقريبا ما يقرب من ساعه منتورشيب. فهنبقى مع تيم بالدور. هنكتب لكم دلوقتي ترتيب التيم، ومين اللي هنبدا بيه الاول ومين الثاني ومين الثالث، عشان هيبقى الوقت الاخرين مستنيين فيه وقت فاضي عشان ما حدش بس يزهق. ف يعني هيبقى في حاجه بنسميها الويتنج روم، يعني المجموعه كلها هتبقى في الويتنج، والدسكشن مع التيم اللي اختار انه يبقى عنده برايفت سيشن. حضراتكم واضح لكم الساعه الجايه هنكمل مع بعض فيها ازاي؟ تمام. فهنبدا دلوقتي. فاي حد دخل هيلاقي ان هو في الويتنج روم مفيش حد بيتكلم معاه، لان احنا مع الجروب اللي قدام دلوقتي بنعمل له المنتورشيب. نبدا بالاخت ميرا. هنخش دلوقتي على الجروب والبرايفت روم بتاعتها.
تمام.